welcome to this episode. This episode is sponsored by the Hively Company, which is a company that helps you with your Kajabi website. So if you have a Kajabi website and you want some done-for-you templates for funnels, lead pages, sales pages, what have you, check out the Hively Company because they have loads of different templates to choose from and at a very affordable price. So head over to christinemeansbusiness.com/resources and you will have an affiliate link from me. So I do get a little commission and you can check them out and see if it's something that can help you with your business. Now, having gotten that out of the way, which I do love, I'm very happy to have sponsors for the podcast. Today we're going to talk about convincing or persuasion. It's a topic I think that if you look at Marketing 101, I mean, there's even a whole book, Robert Cialdini, I think his name is, let's see, I have it over here, Influence. Yes, Robert Cialdini. He has a whole book called Influence, which is about psychology and on persuasion. And it goes through all these different steps and truths on psychology research about how you can convince people to do something. And it's obviously a marketing Bible because, marketing is all about helping you to make the right choice, which means buying the product or service that you sell, right? That's what it is in essence. And while I do agree to some part that sometimes people don't know what they need, you sell them what you think they need and you give them what they want. I also think it is after years and years in this industry, I've shifted to a perspective that it's quite haughty, it's quite presumptuous to do that. And I did go through all the different stages, like let's do one model. And I even have a campaign quite recently, which I had 3 different models for. It was the same thing. One was based on the perfect vision, the perfect outcome, like the perfect future with that product. Second one is more on fear and like, you're missing out, like this is pain, really, like a pain point. We talk about pain points in marketing all the time. You tell them how terrible, you emphasize what the lack is, what is missing. And then one was on competition. Some healthy competition is also a great spark and motivator for someone to invest, get ahead of the curve, all of these things. And while all of them are valid, I'm not saying that you should completely diss them at all. I'm also inviting you to get into a phase, which might not be for everyone. I think it depends on the market that you're in, but something that this podcast is about me, obviously, Christine Means Business, that I want to share is that there is a space when you get a little bit more mature that you crave serenity, and I think that's where I'm at this stage. It's really, I don't want to convince anyone because it can also backfire. Selling the worst fear to someone, the solution to the worst fear of someone, selling an idea of a perfect future to someone, never forget that out of ethics and moral obligation, you're supposed to deliver. And most of what is sold is a utopia. It's just fiction. Most can never deliver on what they're actually selling. And they assume that people are fine with getting there halfway or with them showing you the path to get there. But that's not what people actually bought. They bought the promise. That's what they bought. So personally, I cannot live with this anymore to sell something or to navigate people into buying something from me because I just need the money. What? No, that's not how I want to do business. So the word that I started the podcast with, which is convincing, is really what comes to mind here. And it's a question that I want to just ask you, and some might just say yes, and it's totally fine, is do you really want to convince someone to buy something from you? Or do you want people to see and hear you and be like, I cannot wait to hire you because I like you. I think you're funny. I think you're smart. I cannot wait to learn more from you. What you're saying is making total sense. That's where I'm at, So I think what changes then is that you communicate in a way that is much clearer. You kind of step away from the formulas, from the copywriting. And I'm not saying that they don't work, they do. But I've really learned that, is it worth it in terms of peace of mind, in terms of the clients that you get? Because if you sell or based on fear, you get a lot of desperate clients, which can be very high maintenance. And I talked about my issue with people in the previous episode. So I think what I want to share with you here is really that it can also be a selling or a presenting from, you know what, I'm looking for people, I desire to work with people who really get it, who I can laugh with, who I can make a little comment and they get it, who have the same values as me, who are maybe also judged on the same things as me. You know, like when I tell people that I pay, I don't know, 8,000 for a flight in business class, some people are like, ah, you crazy, especially, you know, if there is a different sum of money involved with their salaries, etc., or just financial income in general, wherever that money is coming from, hopefully always legal. But yes, I love talking to people. In this case, you know, this is just an example where they get it. They're like, yes, of course, you know. So for you, it might be a completely different issue. You know, you might want to work with women who don't like kids and who aren't moms and who love that, where other women might judge them a lot. It's just an example. Or you might be a man who enjoys, I don't know, who enjoys knitting, which is super ridiculously stereotyped what I'm saying right now. And I really don't like myself for even thinking it, but you know, something that might be polarizing, and you find your tribe because you are the way you are, and who, you know, who should care? It's your business. But I do feel that if you have something that's maybe polarizing, connecting with people who think the way you do, it is fun. You know, it is just fun comparing notes. So that is what I'm looking for. And I'm very clear about what I like, what I don't like, even if it might not be to everyone's liking. And my personality is just as important as the business that I'm selling. Because let's be honest, there are other people doing what I do. Of course, I'm a business consultant. It's not new. Literally, it's like super old. And you have it in big firms. You have like PwC, Deloitte, Ernst & Young, who do this on a large scale for huge companies, corporations. Basically, I'm doing the same for small companies. But there's other people who've worked for these big corporations who also do it on a smaller scale. There's nothing new about that. I think what distinguishes me then is that I am an entrepreneur, that I've been doing small business myself for years. And again, it's the focus that I use. It's efficiency, yes, which everyone is doing, but it's also user experience. It's customer experience. Like, I want your customers to flow through your processes. I want your team to flow through these processes. Everything in your company is supposed to scream high-end luxury efficiency. It's just like butter. It's, you know, like cows out there free to pasture in the green kind of butter with a little bit of salt, you know what I mean? So that is what I desire and what my clients desire and where we meet, you know? And that is what I want to call in. I don't need to put that on a sales page telling people you have no clue, you are feared, you're scared, you're always stressed, because not everyone is like that. And I don't like to work that way. I don't want to convince anyone. It's for me, there's already a sour note on getting started there. There's already pressure there. There's just unrealistic expectations there. So find them where they're at, and maybe shift even your focus. If you know that you won't be able to deliver that, then what can you for sure deliver? What can you certainly deliver? And then be honest about it and talk to the people who are really at that level. You know, I think that it's sometimes easier to sell to beginners because they still have a full packed wallet from the job they previously had, most likely, or they are so full of motivation, or they need to make it work to prove something to themselves or to their families or to, you know, the people from their previous jobs. So it might be easier to sell for them, but their expectations are also super high and you need to deliver. So I think that is just some food for thought again. as you can see, the podcast is shifting from being super like, take this app, this software for that, which it might also be happening to, maybe a more philosophical approach, I guess. Simply because I think it's important, in terms of, not that I am that important, but if anything I'm saying can help you to be more aligned, to be in sync, to be happier, then I'm so happy about that. So here's me talking into my little microphone, sharing my thoughts. And hopefully you listening and just being, this was nice. This is exactly what I needed to hear. I hope. Right. We will see each other in 2 weeks' time with a new episode. I can't wait. And welcome to my world. And I'm happy to have you. And I'm happy that you're listening. Talk very soon.